Hello guys, and welcome to Mosque Beach. The other day, I went to the Moskvich car museum in Moscow at the VDNH Park. Just to warn you, I don't know much about the brand, but I decided to give a quick tour. I hope it turns out okay for you. First up, we have this KIM 1051, which was the first small Soviet car. It was made in the USSR in 1941. It was based on a British Ford Prefect 10. So this vehicle has an inline 4-cylinder engine with a top speed of 90 kilometers per hour, and it takes about 7.25 litres to do 100 kilometers. Oh, and also it's a manual. This car here appeared in the Soviet film called Hearts of Four. Next up is this beautiful looking Moskvich 400-420, which were produced between 1946 and 1954. It was based on the old Opel Kadett K38. It was the first Soviet car available for personal use. This rear-wheel drive car had 23 horsepower, a 1.1 inline 4-cylinder engine. It had a 3-speed manual. It had a fuel consumption of 8 litres per 100 kilometers. This car appeared in the Soviet film Moscow Doesn't Believe in Tears, which appeared in 1980. This car here is the first van on the tour. It's related to the previous car, in other words the 400-420. It could not be sold to the public. It's a 3-door wood and metal van, which could carry 200 kilograms, but I'm sure they used to carry a lot more than that. They were made from 1949 to 1957. It also had a 1.1 inline 4 and had a top speed of 80 kilometers per hour. It had 26 horsepower and could drink 10 litres per 100 kilometers. Up next is this Moskvich 407, produced from 1958 to 1963. It was a very popular car in the early 60s. Its engine was a 1.44 cylinder which had 45 horsepower, and it had a top speed of 115 kilometers per hour, and it would take 9 litres to do 100 kilometers in fuel. This car was in the 1964 film The Green Light. This car here is the Moskvich 401, which was replaced by the 402. It was also based on an Opel Kadett. It had a production run from 1954 to 1956. Not only that, but it was the star in the 1961 film Beware Grandma. This car was cut into pieces to teach people how the car works at a certain university. It's such a very cool display piece, and I like it. This old beast is the Moskvich 410, which was produced between 1956 and 1957. It is known as the first Soviet crossover. Basically, it's an off-roader version of the 402. They did make a 411 version, which was the state version. It had a ground clearance of 22 centimeters. This car had a 35 horsepower inline 4 1.2 engine, which had a top speed of 90 kilometers per hour. This car here is very special, as it was the millionth car made at the AZLK factory back in 1967. It's known as the 408. This car had a 1.4 inline 4 petrol engine, which had 50 horsepower and a top speed of 120 kilometers per hour, and it only used 6.5 litres of petrol per 100 kilometers. Now, this next car I have a really soft spot for. It's a very beautiful 1968 408 convertible, or cabriolet. I really like its sparkling blue paintwork with the red leather. It's wonderful. It has the same engine as the last car, but it's quicker with a top end speed of 135 kilometers per hour. Which do you like better, the saloon or convertible? This vehicle here is the 2 millionth car built at the Moskvich factory. It's known as the 412. It was built in 1974, but which one do you prefer, the millionth car or the 2 millionth car? Unfortunately, I could not get any footage of the van behind, but it is known as the Moskvich 434. This white estate car is known as the Moskvich 427. It was a very popular car back in the day. This 1975 version had a 1.5 inline 4, which sent its 75 Soviet horsepower to the rear wheels. I hope you like this different kind of video, and please keep an eye out for the next two videos. In other words, the sports cars and the concept cars. Cheers.